Kilo Shelle, welcome to Culture Shock with Charles. Thank you for joining me once again, and we are going into a new topic today. This is new to me. This is about my 6th video, but I think I'm getting better. I think you can comment in the comment section if you think I'm doing better than I'm improving. You know what I'm saying? All right. Today's topic is a question. And it has to do with misconceptions that a lot of people have about Africa and Africans. So the question, as you see it on screen, is how much do you know about Africans and Africa? Or how much do you know about Africa and Africans? So there's a lot of misconceptions. So what I'm doing today is I'll be knocking off a lot of the misconceptions. I'll be bringing clarity to a lot of us about Africa and Africans, and I may not be doing it in a conventional way, like like the other video I did point by point, but I will talk about Africa and Africans, and in my talk you'll be able to pick out the misconception busting points in my delivery. So there's a lot of misconceptions about Africa and Africans. So this topic is deep. I have to tell you that this topic is deep. So this is going to be my first video. So I'm releasing it, as you see. I released it today, but I made it on Thursday. So I released it today, Sunday, for you to watch. Subsequent parts or episodes will come out a few days now. So this is part 1. You will have part 2, part 3. You might get up to part 4. So let's go straight into it. A lot of African Americans growing up don't know that Africa itself is a continent. A lot of African Americans, this program is about black people, so I'm focused on my people, African Americans and Africans, black people, let me put it that way. So a lot of our people here don't know, we're not taught, let me put it that way, we're not taught from the schools, from the school system in America and some parts of the developed world, that Africa is a continent. A lot of people think Africa is a country. No, look at your map. Look at your map. Africa is a continent. Africa has about 50 countries. Africa has about 50 countries. So I'm giving you information now. In the bottom of this video, I'll be sharing links. Go check out those links. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to broaden the mind of our people. My last video talked about I'm trying to remember now. My last video talked about opening our mind to the effects of slavery and colonialism. What has it done to us? So one of the effects, if you remember, of slavery was timidity. That is, you become timid and lack of exposure. White people all over the world go to Africa to take and exploit and gain and benefit from the riches of Africa, from the natural resources, from the human resources. How much more our own black people here? Ghana recently had what is called the Year of Return. All celebrities, you can name them, from Jay-Z, all kind of what's his name, all kind of black celebrities went to Ghana. So is it only black celebrities that are going to go to Ghana? You can go to Africa to go reconnect with your root. So Africa is a continent with about 50 countries. And listen to this. For example, Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that has states, about 33 states, like America. And in those 33 states in Nigeria, there are about 500 languages. 500 languages. Like you hear me in the beginning of this video, I say Kilo Nshele. Maybe you have checked out what that means, but Kilo Nshele in Nigeria means What's happening? What's going on? It's a greeting. Kilo and Shelley. Then you respond. I don't want to talk about how to respond now. You go find it out. That's part of your homework. So Africa is a continent with about 50 countries. So what I'm trying to do today is to, much more than I did in the past, reconnect you to your roots, not only that, and make our people here understand that you have a strong foundation, you have a strong root. That is why I'm asking the question. You say, how much do you know about Africa and Africans? When you know so much about your roots, let me say something. A lot of you watching me, especially our African American brothers and sisters, almost everybody knows about Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, the black rapper that was killed, is from, he grew up in Crenshaw, I believe, in California, in LA. Nipsey Hussle, in one of the interviews, said this, I'm a quote, he said, if you don't know your full-throttled history, the whole story of how you came to where you are, it's kind of hard to put things together. That's what Nipsey also said. I'm going to say it again. If you don't know your full-throttled history, the whole story of how you came to where you are, it's kind of hard to put things together. This is happening to a lot of our people here. It's not only celebrities that need to go to Africa. Everybody that is able to make money in this America is a pilgrimage you must make to connect, to reconnect with your root. I'm going to talk about I'm going to come up with a topic that says, do you have an African name? So, let me tell you a little bit of my story, because the stories I'll be sharing and the things I'll be sharing with you, with us, is to make you know that the black man, the black race, the black nation has a strong foundation whereby you can reach for the skies. That is, you have it in your DNA to just go beyond the skies. That is, people may look down on you as African or black, or African American, black skin, but man, what is loaded in the black DNA, it is unbelievable. All right, let me share my story. Okay, for example, a lot of people, it is shown to you, or is shown to us in the media. All what is shown to us in the media is about poverty in Africa, violence, evil, all kind of things, all kind of diseases. They say, oh, Ebola came from Africa, AIDS came from Africa. Why do these things come from Africa? They will not explain to you. Africa has the most animals in the world. That is all kind of natural resources and all that. So when we humans start to make contact with these animals, viruses can be transmitted. That don't make Africa bad. So the media makes you feel like Africa is one place you don't want to go to. No. All right, I'm gonna say this. Let me share my own story right quick before my time runs out. I grew up in Africa, in the most populous nation in Africa, that is Nigeria. I grew up in the biggest city in Nigeria, which is Lagos. So a lot of you think everybody in Africa is poor. That's not true. That's a lie. Let me tell you, I was born into wealth. I was born into wealth. Some people still think that in Africa we have huts, mud huts. Like, you know, people are living on trees or all kind of things. I grew up in Africa. I was born into what? Wealth. Let me explain to you what I mean. I was born into wealth. When I was born, my dad has real solid houses. Not the kind of houses we build in America that is made of wood. It's made of real solid concrete. Houses that last over 100 years. My dad, when I was born, my dad had up to 7 houses. In our garage, my dad and my mom combined together, we had up to 7 cars. We had Mercedes, we have Volvo, we have Peugeot, we have box truck, we have Toyota. 7 cars. We have a maid. We have about 2 drivers, I think. We have at least staff in the house, about 3. Driver, maid, and about 3 staff in the house. So I was born into wealth. what the media is telling you that people in Africa, they are poor. In my room with my brothers and my sister, I had 4 brothers and 1 sister. In our room, the AC is on 24 hours, non-stop. Non-stop. We are shuttle driven to school and back to the house every day. We eat all kinds of food. My dad buys clothes. That is, when I tell you I know about wealth, I was born into wealth. As at the 1980s, early 80s, my dad just went pick up applications for us to travel to New York. But you know, because my dad got married, my father and my mother separated, he married this woman that a lot of things now started going south, you know. But what am I telling you? My dad has houses, we had tenants, we had even people that came from America. 2 of my dad's tenants, one is from America, the other one is from England. They were my dad's tenants. So I was born into wealth. So don't let anybody tell you that, oh, the poverty in Africa. No. That is why today I'm not moved by wealth. That is display of wealth. It don't mean nothing to me because I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed wealth. I'm even trying now to make my kids, you know, because they are in America, they enjoy a lot of things, but I'm trying to build a legacy for my kids now. So take it out of your mind. And what I tell you, my dad was into real estate. He had a real estate company. He was buying and selling houses. So my mom is a distributor for Coca-Cola. My mom had a business that is like a warehouse, a whole building. So what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to, you know, make myself feel good, but I'm trying to tell you that Africans, it's not poverty. Yes, there are poor people in Africa, but the most richest people you can imagine live in Africa. We don't live on social security and all that. These are personal wealth. All right, that said, so the misconception or the myth of only poverty in Africa and violence, no. I've enjoyed so much. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is, do you know that the richest man in history, today we have Jeff Bezos as the richest man in the world, right? The richest man in history, according to history, you will check the link in this video. The richest man in history was an African. You know his name? Mansa Musa of Mali. You need to check this the comment section of this video, or the bottom of this video. You will see the link to who Mansa Musa is. And the piece that I'm displaying, that I put the link in this video, was even put together by Business Insider. That is even an American website, to explain the wealth of Mansa Musa. This man at the 13th century, he was richer than everybody in Europe, everybody everywhere. He had so much gold that he went, in that piece, they say he had so much gold that he went to Cairo and was giving gold to so many people that it caused an inflation in Egypt. The richest person in history. So black people, know your heritage. You come from a solid foundation. Like Nipsey also. I'm going to round up with this, then you follow me with the other parts. Let me tell you something about Nipsey also. Nipsey also, we all know about his name. I don't really know much about his music, especially when he's passing is what made me know him, because, you know. But here is the thing. I read the story. It's going to be in the link of this video. The link is going to be under this video as well. Do you know what changed Nipsey Hussle's life? What changed Nipsey Hussle's life? He grew up in Crenshaw in LA as a gang member. He was involved in gang activity, criminal activity, living like everybody here that have no sense of purpose. A lot of our black men that don't have sense of purpose, that are being exploited and taken through, you know, from school into the prison system, you know, our people still being exploited as if we're still slaves. Nipsey also was like that until he went to Africa. Nipsey also is from Eritrea, close to Ethiopia in Africa. And look at your map, do the studies, you know. when Nipsey also went back to Africa and saw the condition in Africa and saw the human ingenuity in Africa. He saw also the suffering. He saw the good, the bad, and ugly of Africa. He made his mind to do a reprogramming of his mind, or what? How do I say? It was a wake-up call. Let me put it that way. It was a wake-up call for Nipsey also. It was after that trip that Nipsey also spent 2 months in Africa. When he came back to America, his life changed. So all these things we hear Nipsey also doing, talking about business, talking about black empowerment, buying the block, and all kind of things Nipsey also did that we know he has done and left as a legacy to us in America today. It was as a result of Nipsey also connecting back to his root. So connecting back to your root, I am coming as a representative of Africa to tell you, to tell our people here that how much do you know about Africa? Knowing about your roots get you connected, then the sky wouldn't even be your limit. A lot of our people here are looking for purpose, a sense of purpose. When you connect to Africa, we're not even talking about going to Africa yet. Start to know, start to learn, start to study about Africa. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, you will find purpose. And you will be able to understand that inside of your DNA is greatness. Is greatness. Then you'll be able to understand why the first black president of America was connected to Africa. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my video, my raving and ranting. So I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, share my channel. On the top right hand corner of my YouTube page, you see the Facebook group that we have. It's called Africa Changers Forum. You can join us there. There you will meet other African brothers and sisters and that are working together. We want to work together to see how we can help build Africa, especially those of us in diaspora, those of us that are Africans in diaspora. So look out for my next part 2 of this video, where I'll dig deeper, where we will talk about the richest man in Africa, the richest black man right now currently, that is Aliko Dangote. Why the richest black man is from Africa, the second richest black person is from Africa. We'll talk about all that, and to make you know that knowing your roots, knowing Africa, and knowing the people. For example, I'm African. Maybe I'll say pure breed or whatever. Can I say that? I don't know. Well, you get to know, by knowing me, you're knowing an African, and you're knowing more about Africa. So until I see you on this same channel, you've been watching Culture Shock with Charles.